Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Asshole Consulting, how you kids doing? Background, 25-year-old male. Currently live on $6,000 a year, with the caveat that my employer covers my health care. In the near future, I'm going to further lower my expenses to $3,600 by moving to a country town for lower property taxes, growing my own vegetables, fruits, and grains, possibly raising chickens, walking to the grocery store, and walking to the local job. Getting solar panels are on the table as well. My goal is to generate a passive income. How old? You're 25. My goal is to generate a passive income for early retirement by simply investing into high-yield CDs at 3.1%. It will take approximately 10 years for me to generate a yearly passive income of $5,000. I know the CDs have a low rate, but I personally love how low risk they are. It's low risk, yeah. But are you going to continue to get 3.1%? That's what concerns me. What if we go back to zero interest rates and then CDs are only paying 0.5% or something like that? That's the biggest risk. There's no risk. You're not really going to lose your value on CDs, but I'm more concerned you assume interest is going to be 3.1% the entire time. After reaching that goal, I'm assuming I work a bare bones local job to keep busy. I'll be taking home around $15K a year to add to my CDs and have fun with. My question being that inflation is 1.8%, my CDs only generate 3.1%. How could I hedge against inflation through non-investment means? Skills. That's non-invest. Okay, skills even are an investment, but there's no way you can hedge against inflation without investing. Because by definition, to hedge against inflation, you have to convert your money into something where its value will keep up with inflation. Well, that's investing. So through non-investment means, there's no such way. About the only thing that isn't considered a traditional investment would be skills. Something where you increase the value of your labor hour. You increase the value of 1 hour of your finite, dwindling, and ever diminishing life. And so, I had a client in a foreign country that's horrendously corrupt and going through a recession. I won't mention which. He says, what do I put my money into? Because we don't have that much of, consumer inflation here in the United States, but they are bordering hyperinflation. I'm like, skills. Because your skills will always go up. That's the natural hedge. But the problem that you don't want to, you want to work, but you want to work out with your hands on the earth and the things and the stuff. You're just perfectly happy to be a general laborer. So any non-investment means, I don't know any, except for skills. But if you really are worried about inflation, there are things called inflationary bonds, I-bonds, and they're adjusted for inflation. So it's inflation plus some modicum of an additional interest rate. That would be your most direct way to do it. Historically speaking, I did some research on it. Some people worried about it before. The next best thing to hedge against inflation is the S&P 500 index. By the way, if you didn't know, it can go down. Everyone's going, God, I hate people. I just fucking hate. Not to accuse you of this, but people, I invested in the stock market, went down. What the fuck, man? It's like, yeah, that's what happens. The stock market goes up and down. Sometimes you might lose money, but over the long haul, historically looking in the past, which is not a guarantee of the future, the S&P 500 has beat inflation consistently better than most any other investment. But you don't want investments. So that's how I would hedge against inflation. If you want to live off grid, another way you can do non-investment, but it's still an investment, is I would buy tools. I would learn to be an electrician, do electrical work, do plumbing work, those kind of skills and trades so you can fix your own house. That's what I would invest in. So that you don't need people. You can put on a new roof, you can do your own plumbing, you can do your own welding, you can wire up your own house batteries and solar panels and wind things. For example, raising my own vegetables would hedge against inflation because the only cost is my labor, water, and seeds, which are self-generating. Yeah, I understand that. I could also get a goat since it would be cheaper to use feed and my own labor to make yogurt, cheese, and cream from its milk. Do you have any other ideas? Yeah, dude. By all means, do these things. you're going to work way harder than you have to. The reason why is I understand wanting to live off grid, and I would still do it, so you understand how to do it, but only at a hobby level that you can scale and ramp up later. Like, I would not have all the food that you need to eat in the world in your backyard. I would not have, you're basically becoming a farmer, which I understand, but you know what? Being a farmer is a royal pain in the ass, especially if you're not going to use modern day equipment. And what I would do is use the efficiencies and advances in technologies and innovations, not just in technology, but management, business, economic organization, and just go to the goddamn grocery store and buy some fucking food. All right? In other words, learn the skills that if you need to, you can raise your own food, you can manage a goat, you can make your own yogurt. But my God, dude, the amount of time you're going to be spending toiling in the farm, just go work. Okay? Go work up the extra money at whatever job it is you want to do. Take the $5 and go buy yourself 3 weeks worth of supply of peppers. Okay, because it's going to be a lot easier than you growing it. I understand farm, garden, chickens and goat. Absolutely, I understand that. But you're doing that only for skills. Learn to repair your own stuff. Learn to install electrical wire. Learn all that. Absolutely. Get the tools. Make sure you can do it. Do it so you keep your skills fresh. But don't make that your full-time job, dude. Because it will be a full-time job, and the economy is just way more efficient if you just go work. I'm not saying go make $100,000 and pay 50% of it out in taxes. What I am saying is you can make around 20, 25, and you're going to save a lot of time, effort, and energy without losing your skills or ability to go off grid. All right? You have taken minimalism to a point. You're tripping over $1 to pick up a dime. That's exactly what you're doing. It's going to cost you more in labor and probably money dicking around with being Daniel Boone. And even Daniel Boone was a specialist. He went out and hunted, not muskrats, what was the thing the women wanted in England? Beaver fur. And he brought it back. All right? Just go to the grocery store, buy your damn food. It's way more efficient. Way more efficient. It's going to save you time and money. And then go work your job. Do you have any other ideas? I said, okay. What's your labor specialty? Are you just a general laborer? Do you have any skills, any certifications? I don't have a labor specialty. I work both security and restaurants. I always work my way up to $16 to $20 an hour becoming a supervisor or going through day shifts. Or going on day shifts, though. The only small country towns I'm interested offer at least a modicum of labor opportunity via restaurants or some sort of labor. I could survive on any wage. For me, higher wages would only be used for increased hobby spending and increased annual CD investments. Here's go work. You don't even have to go to school. If you're going to spend money on something, I learned to do auto repair, general laboring stuff for 2 reasons. One, it'll help you maintain your off-grid house. 1, to keep you off grid. 2, then you can barter out. You can say, oh, I'll fix your car if you come over here and I'll fix it. So now you got another way to make even more money beyond $16 to $20 an hour, and also gets you experience working on these things. You go and repair some woman's electricity. All right, fine. Maybe she's hot and you get a girlfriend, you get to bang her on the side. So if you can make $16, $20 an hour, that's a good wage. I would work you $16, $20 an hour. I would not try and get by on just, well, I mean, you could get by on just, keep your expenses low. But with your extra money, I understand your CDs, I understand them, but you're going to need more, a more diversified portfolio than that. So I know it's going to suck, but I would invest into the S&P 500 index with the full knowledge it will go down. It will go down. Or if you don't like the S&P 500, you want that income generation, invest in a high dividend bond or a high dividend mutual fund. By the way, that can also go down in value. But over the long haul, it'll pay more, in theory. I can't guarantee that, though. You're going to have a higher, then you're diversified out of CDs. So if interest rates go down to 1.5%, you're not losing money to inflation. You have something else. There's also maybe the prospects of capital gains, which we're not even going to focus on because that's not your strategy, but there's that possibility. And then also, like inflation, do you have a little bit of silver? Have you bought silver? You seem, I'm not saying simple-minded, but you want a simple life. I'm going to assume cryptocurrency is going to be too complex, and I wouldn't bother you with that. But I'd be buying tools. I'd be skilling up. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be skilling up tools. You don't even have to go to college. Just go on YouTube, learn how to repair cars. And then I would work, work your 40 hours a week, make your $36,000 a year, and buy some groceries, buy some tools, skill up, and then maybe after you have, I'm going to say, at least 75,000 in a diversified portfolio, of which can include your CDs, but a diversified portfolio, at least that. Then you could start thinking about being Daniel Boone. All right? then you can, and I'm not saying don't become a farmer. I'm not saying don't, but let's start small. Make our mistakes on a plot of land that's only, say 20 yards by 30 yards, rather than trying to do a whole acre and live off that. Or you get 5 chickens. Let's just start with 1. You don't get a fleet of goats or herd of goats. You get 1. Let's make our mistakes on a small scale before you blow it up and fuck it up. And in the meantime, while the lights are running and society is not shooting itself in the back, let's go make a little bit of money and convert that into some hard assets that'll help you out down the road achieve your goals. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, AsselConsulting.com. If you are a minimalist, check out the book, Poor Rich's Retirement. It's a great book if you want to retire early and cheap. Makes a good Christmas gift, too. All right, we'll see you guys later. Toodles.